Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From myself, Kevin Moyles, and my co-host, Jade Slusarczyk, we'd like to welcome you to the Taom Shootout.
This is an Orange Media production brought to you live by FreeSports TV. And Kev, where are we actually filming tonight? I think you should tell everyone.
I do believe we're playing from the Q8 Sports Bar and Grill in Wigan.
For any of you that do not know the rules, Kev, would you like to quickly run through?
Sure, by all means. So the referee for this evening, a little bit of a round of applause please for Rick Lloyd. Thank you very much, Rick. The timer for this evening is Matt Clark. Thank you very much, Matt Clark.
Come on, guys.
So it's a race to 5. It's played with black ball rules. It's a 30-minute match. 30-second shot clock. After 15 minutes, it drops to 20 seconds. If the scores are level, 2-all, 3-all, 4-all, it goes to a black ball shootout. There is a 5-second countdown clock. Earlier on, what was going on earlier on?
So for any of you at home who have missed today's action, here is a little clip so you can catch up on what happened earlier today.
Well, he's just okay, I think. A little bit closer to that yellow than what he would have liked, but there's a little bit of signs of nerves creeping in, I think.
It's not ideal.
Well, he's getting a bit closer to the line. He's played it well. Just drop this in. Yeah, it's perfect. And that's it. 8-ball for the match. And there it goes.
George Tierney, to be fair, he played a very good match. Apart from past the black, into the centre. I think it probably does. He's had a good look at it. And if it does, then it is all there for him. And in goes the black. A great performance from Steve Wall. Jordan Shepherd knows his work is done. I'm sure Chris Lennon would have feared the worst when he put White off that free.
That's that, fans.
And drops the black, and Craig Marsh moves on to the quarterfinals with a 5-1. I think Simon's still going to look to pull out the big shot to entertain the crowd here. How many cushions is he going to attempt to pop this black off? No, chooses just to go straight. He did line up a few options. And the work is done. Simple black for the match. And in it goes. Martin Mac. And in goes black, and a really good finish for JJ Fall to get himself victory in this match with a 5. Controlled it really well. And in goes the black to complete victory.
And welcome back for our first game. Let's give a big round of applause. His hometown is Dublin. He is the real #1, the most successful money player of all time. It's George, the real #1, Tierney! Here we are. We're down to the money stages. How do you think it went earlier on?
I played okay, didn't I?
You played very well.
Yeah, I played well enough. Just getting used to the table. I think I'll be even better now.
Have you played Steve before?
No.
How do you reckon it's going to go?
He can't win.
He can't win?
No, he can't win.
He can't win because he's playing the real number one. Thank you very much. Cheers, George. Wish George all the best. Out next, his nickname is 8-Ball. He's from Warrington. Let's get him out. It's Steve, the 8-Ball. Whoa!
Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready, get steady, and rumble. Everybody rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready,
I'm a local favourite.
and rumble. Everybody rumble.
So what was it like earlier on to get one over on Seb?
Yeah, he was due one, wasn't he, to be fair? He was due one.
He was definitely due on. I believe you had a money match beforehand.
Yeah.
How did the money match go?
Long time ago, I can't remember, Kev.
It was asked you earlier on though, which would you prefer to win, that one or the money match?
The money match, obviously, yeah.
I reckon you should get his cap for this.
Yeah, definitely. I probably need it more than he does.
And as it goes, George says that you can't win.
Yeah, he's probably right.
Let's give him a round of applause. The players, let's go.
Well, here we go. Those of you that have been with us over the past year and watched plenty of Paul on FreeSports, you will have seen nothing like this. This really is something a little bit different. The players under extreme pressure with a very quick shot clock that cuts down to 20 seconds after 15 minutes. It is a race to 5, but if it's a timed match, and if there is no result after 30 minutes, then the score as it stands will stand. And if it's a draw, we go to a black ball shootout. First match, George Tierney versus Steve Wall. I think it's fair to say George Tierney is not short of confidence. A man with extreme belief. Self-proclaimed real number one. And he has won the lag, and it is he to break. What a crunching break to start this match. Well, a brilliant break from George Tierney. Gives himself a good opportunity to get going in this match. This is the sort of split you can dream of at the beginning of a match. No problems anywhere on the table. Probably just needs to be fraction careful getting on to the black, but the reds at the top of the table all have pockets. I would say he's taken his time just to make sure, but with only a 30-second shot clock, doesn't really have time to take his time. And just a nice angle to drift down for the black. In drops the 8-Ball, and George Tierney starts the match with a very impressive break, followed with the dish, and he moves 1-0 up. You see plenty of crowd interaction. We're going to see this all night long. The crowd are encouraged to interact with the players, and you can see there Steve Wall absolutely loving the atmosphere out there. Steve played Seb Webb this afternoon and played a really impressive match. Only made one, maybe two mistakes in the whole match. He played a very impressive game. But a disastrous start from here. Stuns the white straight into the centre pocket. That is driver error. Immediately Seb Webb comes to the table. Seb Webb. George Tierney comes to the table with a good opportunity to go 2-0 ahead. Free shot to open up the table following that foul. Just nudging the yellow on. I'll look to go yellows. He does have more work than he had when he made the breaking dish in frame 1. Just needs to negotiate those yellows on the left-hand side. But every yellow does have a pocket. He just may have to take them in the right order. He was playing for the cannon on the red and didn't get into the white anywhere near enough, and the white straight into the centre pocket. And quickly this frame's going to turn over to Steve Wall, who gets to get his hand on the table for the first time. You see that grimace from Steve. He knows that he's not played the best shot there. Just trying to get that yellow onto the bottom rail and get it out of the way, and then he can attack the reds. But by putting the yellow where he has, it's made one of the reds half awkward. In fact, the red he's going for now. Right, he's half recovered the situation. He's made the ball, but he's not landed great on his next ball. Slightly nervy visit from Steve Wall, hasn't settled yet in this match. The first shot following that foul from George Tierney gave him all his problems. A delightful shot from George Tierney, just making the frame a bit easier for him by developing the black. Could have left it where it was, backed himself to get on it, but if you can knock it out into the open, he says why not. I think he's just about straight enough on this yellow to the bottom right corner. He can just screw back to where his hand is now, on and off the cushion. Would have liked a fuller contact on that red, just to hold the white off the rail. But strokes the black in. Needed 2 efforts this time, but George Tierney does win the frame and moves himself 2-0 in front. And this time Steve will be frustrated, because once George Tierney had gone in off, he would have fully expected to come to table and make the finish. Slightly loose first shot with his free shot, just made things awkward and he couldn't recover. And in this short format, an early mistake can really find the match getting away from yourself. Just avoided the middle pocket, but the white stays on the table. See, that just catches the jaw, but he makes a couple of balls, gives himself another good opportunity. This time he gets it all wrong. Misses the pot, thought he was cannoning the yellow, missed the cannon on the yellow, white flies in off, so Steve Wall had cue ball in hand in the last frame, could not take advantage. Can he do it this time? A slightly easier chance for Steve Ball in this frame than the previous. Just needs to guard against getting the white out. A couple of options, ways he could play it. Could go wrong, might take the one on the rail first. If he takes the one on the rail, if he takes the one on the left-hand side first, he's got to worry that, watch the white coming too far across the table and getting blocked off by the black. So, delicate shot. And he played that really, really well. Just controlled the white just perfectly. Just checking, the black does go down to the bottom right-hand corner. Well, he controlled the previous shot perfectly. This time he doesn't quite get into the white enough and leaves himself a missable black. I'm not even sure if he had the full pocket. If he's right behind that, he doesn't miss it. So you have to say that I still expected him to make the pot, but it was the positional error that was the problem. There's a lovely pot from George Tierney. Players have talked about these pockets all day, how they're in these black ball tables, how they're quite tight down the rails, and the previous shot that George Tierney played when he managed to cue it in nicely from hampered cueing with the black as well. He's already set himself up in this chance. And in goes the 8 ball, and George Tierney makes the counter clearance and moves himself 3-0 ahead. And he is edging closer to that finish line. And Steve Ball hasn't really got himself going yet, had chances in both the last 2 frames, and he would have expected to make both of them. Dry break from Steve Ball, really not happening so far in this match for him. First opportunity once again goes to the Irishman. And that's come out okay. Played it with pace, wanted to get that red moving away from the pocket. He's achieved that. I think every red now has a pocket. That's not a great shot. Probably wisely decided to get that red out the way as early as possible. Perhaps the hardest ball for him to get on. But position off it, knocking the black awkward, covering a red up. Creating more work for himself than he wants. Oh, he's stroked another pop down the railing, lovely, and landed with a really nice angle. Right, he can clip this in, and he may be able to screw on and off and just avoid the yellow, or he may use the yellow as to hold the white. Yeah, a bit of both. And he's landed on this red nicely, but it still needs to be cued in. George Tierney makes a reverse dish, and he moves 4-0 ahead inside 14 minutes in this match. George Tierney, an interesting character, one that divides opinion, making a name for himself in the pool world using social media to do so. Played a number of money matches. He'll tell you that he's won far more than he's lost, but no real accurate way of determining that. And that's unlucky. Whereas the previous in-off, it was straight into the centre pocket. This time it gets pinballed in, the white going all over the table. So Steve Wall in a world of trouble at 4-0 down and time running out on the clock, but he does have another opportunity to get himself into this match. Used his free shot just to develop a yellow. And then he was going after yellows, but lost the white already. 2 shots into this visit. All he has left is a double. I think this is something we've seen throughout the day in this severe format where you're under pressure from ball one, time pressure, match time pressure, pressure of the tournament and the spectators. If you get off to a slightly poor start, you just don't have the time to settle and get yourself back into the match. Steve Wall had a really good opportunity in frame 2 and a better opportunity in frame 3. They both went begging, and that's why he finds himself 4-0 behind. And that could well be Steve Wall's last mistake in this match. You can see the frustration on his face. He knows he just has not got going at all. He did play really well this afternoon, knocking out Seb Webb. Just played a really good match. Took out 3 or 4 really good finishes under pressure. And then next match on, just hasn't been able to settle. That's not gone well as well. Just losing the white at key times is George. I think he can just snick this red back into the centre pocket. Might be able to recover the situation. I don't think the red above the black's too much of a problem. He gets low on it. I think he can drop it into the centre pocket. Well, the referee has called a foul. Black first. Well, I thought I heard the referee call foul, but I think probably just somebody from the crowd. Yeah, I think no, that looked clean to me. Looked no problem, and that red he's just made from hampered queuing was exceptional. Another tough black left, but this is for the match. Well, we've seen George Tierney cue really well throughout this match, make a number of good pots and recovery pots, but I think he's just thrown one in there, didn't cue that one anywhere near as smooth as he has previous efforts. It was a tough pot, granted. I did think the way he's been queuing in this match, I did fancy him to make it. Oh, what a way that would have been to win a match. Brilliantly judged by George Tierney, but it stays up and Steve Wall has one more chance. But he is hanging on. This time he hasn't got the total snooker. But he can't cut this back into the centre pocket. He can't take it onto the corner because he's going off. So what can he do? Slamming the double. What a way to win the match. Brilliant performance by George Tierney. Well, it really is brilliant. He played some great pool in the match, took 2 finishes out off the break. A couple of very good finishes in between. And it is the Irishman that moves on to the semi-final with a 5-0 victory over Steve Wall. In truth, Steve didn't really settle, but perhaps that's partly down to the way George started this match with a brilliant break and a break and dish. And we're going to go down to the arena and get a few words with him, with Jade.
Georgie boy, you are on fire tonight. Your first match, you won 5-1, and now you've just done 5-0. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I knew I'd do better than the 5-1 earlier on. You know, I was a bit disgusted with dropping the frame, so I knew I'd do 5-0 tonight.
You must be so confident on winning this thing now, how you've been playing today.
You should look around all the other players in it. I can't lose.
And this is your second time in the shootout. He's confident, we all like it. Second time in the shootout. How much do you like playing in this event?
Oh, I love it. I love this atmosphere. This is what I'm all about. This is what pool should be about.
And can the real number one go all the way?
Of course, I go all the way, all the time.
We wish you all a lot. Good luck for it. We look forward to seeing you later.
Thanks very much, Jade.
Well, George Tierney in fine form, and he moves on to the semi-finals of this Taom Shootout in Wigan. And we will take a break and come back with our second match, Jordan Shepherd versus Craig Marsh.